All right. So, it was considered a mental illness to run away from slavery, right?
Correct.
All right. But the reason I brought it up was when reading your book, I was really thinking, like, man, we have to acknowledge the role sexism, classism, and racism plays in the field of psychiatry.
Facts.
Because if you have these people who have these issues with certain groups creating this idea of how we analyze the mind, won't it be skewed based on the isms that they have?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know that psychiatry was declared one of the architects of racism by the World Health Organization, I believe, in the 1960s? I believe it was the World Health Organization.
Yeah, now, if you don't know too much about psychology and its, well, origins, it comes from a very, very, very long time ago, back when, white people were not so accepting of black people. Let's just keep it a buck. And I mean, how far back? I mean, back in slavery. They used psychology to make slavery make sense. So let's give white people their credit to that. They had, they kind of knew slavery was wrong, but these psychologists made it make sense. Somehow, some way, they made it make sense.
That declared psychiatry as, quote, the party that cultivated racism. They acknowledged how horribly influential psychiatry was involved when it comes to racism. You brought up Samuel Cartwright, who said that slaves who run away from slavery have a mental disease. They quite literally said, if that Negro, or they use the heavy ER, if he is trying to run away, there's something wrong with him. There's something wrong with you. Damn. Because you don't want me to whip you or chop your foot off. There's something wrong with you. How the hell is it that today people can say pretty much anything that they want to say to a degree? But the higher up you go in class, since you brought classism up, the less people speak the truth. The more money they get, the less they'll speak the truth.
Yeah, I can answer that for you because, some people make their money off keeping their mouth shut. It's like, look, like when you're LeBron James and all you do is dribble a ball, you got to understand, in societal value, you really don't got that much value, my man. Like if you stop playing basketball, the world won't stop. So there are certain powers that be that can low-key make LeBron's money stop. Like, trust me, if they can make Adidas drop Kanye, even though Adidas, Kanye and Adidas was the best thing that ever happened, well, for Adidas at least, then trust me, if LeBron would start talking crazy, I guarantee you Nike gonna drop his ass. Guarantee it.
Because 9 times out of 10, they get it through sports, they get it through some type of, field or endeavor when it comes to how the system works. They speak less truth, they have more money. So now they have this class circumstance going on. Racism is never going to be inseparable. You can be a billionaire, let racism hit you. Kanye West, for example, it don't matter. You will get hit. That still has power. And of course, the sexism plays a role because now there is still a dominant of men, but now there are certain men trying to put women in a certain position to be dominant as a front to make it seem as though they care about women and women's rights and all of that. And there's a whole layer cake of where we're going in when it comes to this. But as a part of all of that, classism, racism, and sexism, psychiatry and those who control the minds will always have the superior control. That's my point. It don't matter where you go in any of these areas, these layers, these endeavors, any one of these people can be taken off to a mental facility with simply a nod from a psychiatrist. Any one of these people can be declared crazy, have their money removed, their family removed, their entire career destroyed.
I'm gonna pause you because he made a really good point. It's with the whole psychology and how feminism worked its way into that. And what a lot of people don't understand is that feminism was it's a white woman origin. It came from the suffering of white women. A Pacific group of white women, which we won't get into, but it was white women. And the fact that other races done picked this shit up like their men was as bad as the white women's men were to them, then it's kind of asinine. It's why are you picking up this thinking that we have nothing to do with? It's what? So all this talk about, oh, well, for black women mostly, black women, oh, yeah, we're better than those white girls and all that, then why do you adopt their thinking? Why are you in the same, like, voting classes? Like, what's going on? Like, if you're just so better, then why do you think alike? Like, come on now.
Any one of these people can be put permanently in that area. Oh, that's her. Oh, he one of those. Simply by being declared mentally unstable, schizophrenic, depressive, all of these things, brother, because of labels that were manufactured and manipulated by a group of people who are not even qualified to tie their own damn shoes. And I'm talking to the American Psychiatric Association. You talking about some of the most wicked, evil, insane people on the planet who are controlling the mindsets of everybody else on the planet.
And I saw this when I was teaching, man. I'll never forget this. They had a particular student who was very active, I would say, right? And so one day I saw them just staring and a little drooling going on. It wasn't nothing extreme, but he was just basically staring. He was very sedated. So I asked the counselor what was up, and they said they increased his medication. And fire, this is a scary thing. I'm talking about a kid that had a lot going on. Then I guess, they spoke to the parents, then they reduced it, then his behavior came back. But I was just observing the fact that just by increasing his dosage, what it did to him. He would just sit there and stare.
Yeah.
Damn.
He said nothing.
Mm-hmm. That's what they.
And that's the fucked up thing is, like, bro, just being a boy. Like, bro was just being a boy. Boys can't sit down for shit. They want to run all over the place. I feel like your mom probably told you when you was running all over the place, if you have siblings like me who had a little brother, that motherfucker couldn't stay still to save his life. It's just like, and I remember they were trying to put him on the pills. And I remember I was against it my damn self. And the only reason I was against it, because I seen that joke from Cat Williams where he said his son was running laps to stopping and just staring and going like, man, what the fuck going on?
They do. That's the solution. Remember this. When you want to control an animal, right, just